All right, guys, listen up. This section is about how to handle big losses. Okay? How to handle big losses. As a millionaire trader, you will incur a day where you have a big loss. Now, I'm not wishing a big loss on you, obviously, right? That's not my desire. What my desire is to tell you what the journey is about as an options trader. And one aspect of that journey is incurring a big loss. Now, there's some benefits of those losses, right? One benefit is specifically that you would then get better at your risk management, okay? Risk management is so key, right? You have to understand your risk tolerance when you're looking at making trades in the market, okay? Now, what to do when you incur a big loss, okay? In the past modules, I've already explained what happens when you are actually in the midst of the losses. Now, what to do when the day is settled, the day is over, and you're looking at your portfolio, you're seeing a large amount of capital that you just lost. The answer to this situation is very, very simple. You are going to take at least a month away from trading. Now, why is that? Why, Wasi? Tomorrow the market's going to be open and I'm going to want to have the potential opportunity to make even much more money. Here's the problem with that. The problem with attacking the market soon after you've already incurred your loss is that your mindset pertaining to the market is completely irrational. What does that mean? You are just already making at least $1,000 a day, right? Your portfolio is pretty fat, right? We're talking about thousands of dollars in a day, every single day. You took a big loss that would potentially have wiped out at least a week or two of gains in one day. Here's what happens. Your mind becomes irrational towards your trading. And what you want to do is you want to, the same way that you incurred that loss is the same way you want to get those losses back, right? So what ends up happening? Let's say you've lost $10,000 in one day. What's going to happen the very next day is that if you get back into the market, you are going to believe that you can then again make $10,000 the very next day. Here's the harsh reality. The possibility of that is slim to none. Now, this is exactly why. When you have more capital, you can leverage less capital to make more. When you have less capital, you have less capital to make less. Okay? That's just the truth of the matter. We're really just talking about a numbers game. Your mindset when you have a huge loss is that you want to take the capital that you have, potentially put it all into the market and watch it double, triple, quadruple in one day potentially. And that's not going to happen. So what ends up happening is when you do dump your entire portfolio into a trade, thinking that you're going to make all of your money back in just one day, you're actually going to start doing things that are irrational, whereby you leave your money on the table. Let's even say you put in, a substantial amount of money and you ended up realizing at least maybe 10 to 15% on that trade. Normally with your margin account, you would simply exit that trade and look for the next trade. However, because at this point you're potentially in a cash account, you're looking to maximize on each and every single dollar of your money because you know that your trades are limited to only the cash that you have, right? So what ends up happening is you go up 15, 20% with your money and you stay in the play. Now your 15% turns to 20%. And trust me, the reason why I'm saying this all right now is because I've seen it, right? So your 15% goes to 20% on your play. Your 20% goes to maybe 25, right? And then it goes back to 20, okay? You just lost 5% on that trade. It goes back to 20, right? Because potentially the play reversed against you. Then the play goes even further against you and you get back to 15%. Before you know it, since you've been holding and thinking that it's going to go back, you're back down to break even at this point. So all the gains that you just made within that day, because you're holding the play, hoping that your 25% is going to go even further into maybe 100%, 200%, and it doesn't end up doing that, you start holding your play, thinking that it's going to get back to at least that 15%. So now you're at break even, you go even lower to negative 15% on the play. Then you're looking at yourself. You're like, how did this actually just happen just now? How did this happen, right? I was just up 25%. I'm hoping it can get to 100%. It doesn't get to 100. It goes back down to break even. Now, not even being break even, you're now down 15%. What does your irrational self tell you to do? Hey, stick in the game. We can still make money on this trade. At worst, we can potentially break even, right? So here's what happens. Your negative 15% turns to negative 50% on that play. Negative 50% on that play. So now you've lost literally half of your position size on that play because you were chasing a 100% play. This is the mark of an irrational trader, and I promise you, this is what happens when you incur big losses. When you go back into the trading day the following day, you are going to be looking to make everything back in one day, and it simply does not happen that way. You have to inch at it piece by piece.